joining us today. This is definitely our Bible study, y'all. I just got off work, walked Shango, so it is what it be. This is definitely Bible study night. This is as above, so below mercurial energy, which is Mercury. So each and every one of you guys, if this is your first time in my life, my name is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I am the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated, and my beliefs are deeply rooted in the ATRs. Those are the African traditional sciences by which we harness, direct, and disperse energy, frequency, and vibration. What's up there, Tree Rhonda Aries first in the house? To each and every one of you guys, if this is your first time in my life, I want to say welcome to my platform. On this particular platform, I teach universal laws. I do not teach my beliefs or my practices on this platform, but I teach universal law because they apply and are applicable to each and every one of us. Whether you utilize them or not, it makes it no less universal. And so I want to say to each and every one of you guys, thank you for support, the super chat, those that have helped me to monetize this particular channel, to help melanated people that are in the ATRs, that are in the church, and also those that have left the church, probably and more or less for good reason, but they still practice the ATR, and the church is still their influence. So I want to say hello to each and every one of you guys, and thank you so very much for being with us on our Bible study night. What's up there, Mama Susan in the house? To each and every one of you guys, I am talking about hit that like button, hit those share, because let me tell you something. I'm going to share something tonight. As much as I would like to kind of rush through this, can't do it. I want to be able to share some information with you guys. I have been practicing magic since I was a child. And one thing that I have noticed, I'm the age of 51 years old, and I have noticed that there are so many people that that want help. They want expression of help. They want to be able to come out of their dilemmas and circumstances. And there is a actual strategy and an art to not only being delivered out of something, but maintaining your deliverance. I'm going to say that again. There's an art to be able to be delivered out of something and then maintain that deliverance. There are people, no matter whether in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Apollo, but they have mastered how to get out of trouble and get right back into trouble. And so, therefore, we want to give some knowledge, some insight of what is going on. What's up there, Demetrius Clark in the house? What's up there, my Stormy from Detroit, my Sagittarius? And what's up there, Jeremy in the house? Before I get started, first of all, salutations to my Madrina, to my Padrino, to my Oba, and to all of my brothers and sisters in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Paulo, Mystic, and Ajay. And also, I want to say salutations to Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, and Virgo. Hello to each and every one of you guys. I am the chief of these Indians. I want to say to each and every one of you guys that want to practice magic in honor of my head Orisha, Mafedifun Oya, and Mafedifun Bablu Aye, which is St. Lazarus. I'm also rocking Mafedifun Shango. On tonight, I have my talisman of Shango ready to work on, activate on tonight. Now, I'm going to be sharing some stuff now. My live is not for children. So what do I mean by it's not for children? First of all, I don't teach people underage children. And second of all, it is also not for immature people. You got to be ready for truth. You got to be ready for clarity. You got to be ready to address the issues that are in your life. The Bible said from your heart flows the issues of life. When you are trying to practice magic outside of yourself, and you're trying to practice magic about influencing other people, and you don't have rule over your own self, sir, ma'am, you are a fool. Okay? So what's up there, my Boaz in the house? Pisces. I am here to encourage many of you guys that have already got your graveyard work, have already that desire higher heights and deeper depths, so to speak, when it comes to your spirituality. This live right here is going to be a game changer. Now, check my phone, get everything ready. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going I'm going to preference this. If you have not practiced magic in the form of servicing other people, places, and things, and you are not manifesting, what's up, my Ryan? Thank you so much for that super chat. That's what I'm talking about. Good evening, Chief Apostle. Try. Libra is here. All right, there. My Padrino is a Libra as well. Minister Mario Son of Ochoce has a rising sign of Libra. And Monique's husband is a Libra. Now, Shango. So we're going to talk about grown-up stuff today, and I'm going to use spirituality, but I'm also going to reference it to natural life, because there are some people are never going to practice Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, At the end of the day, on my channel, it don't matter if you do magic or don't matter. I teach enough universal laws and make it applicable that you can just take the wisdom, the knowledge, and understanding and make your life better. No less than applying magic to enhance your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay? So, my subject tonight, guys, on Bible Study Night is my silence speak loud in these spiritual streets. My silence speaks loud in these spiritual streets. So I say to many of you guys that want to understand why psychology matters, why mental health matters when it comes down to the ATRs and when you're interacting with people in the, well, when I say spiritual street, that means that you down your path, whatever path that you're on, whether you're supposed to be on that path or not, you're going to be encountering people, places, and things. You're going to be encountering energy, frequency, and vibration. Thank you so much, Demetrius in the house. Thank you, son, Shango. Thank you for that. And I say this, guys, because this is how you stimulate your chi, your energy, your frequency, and your vibration. So, I don't know. Whatever language that is, I don't speak that. We speak English here. So, I say to many of you guys that when it comes down to real spirituality, real magic, real frequency, this is why I have it from a vantage point of practicing up under tutelage, being corrected, being developed, and then before I got out here in the spiritual community. So when I'm going through things out here and encounters in these spiritual streets, a lot of times I know how to address these places, these spaces, and also these people. And a lot of times before you get out here, a lot of you have not done your homework, you have not done self-development, and so therefore people get you distracted, people get you off kilter, and so therefore a lot of times you do not fulfill your mission by being distracted, upset, or disturbed by what people are doing or what is happening in a particular space or down a particular pathway. At the end of the day, it's about your journey, okay? That's what it's about. And you fulfilling your destiny of your soul on this particular timeline. Now, my subject is my silence speaks loud in these spiritual streets. Now, I'm going to first start with Proverbs, the 17th chapter, the 28th verse. So I got a couple of scriptures that I got to mark off. So I'm going to go through this in order to get us to where we need to get. Okay, first of all, we're going to map Proverbs 17:28. It reads this. It said, even a fool, when he holds his peace, is counted wise, and he that shutteth his lips is esteemed man of understanding. So this is what I'm going to say this. I'm a Sagittarius. My moon is in Aries, and my rising sign is Pisces. One thing Sagittarius do is they talk a lot. So let me explain it to you like this. When a Sagittarius get quiet on you, that's not a good thing. When a Sagittarius is in the spirit and they like teaching, they like sharing when they like you. When a Sagittarius gets quiet on you, then that means they're no longer interested in educating you. They don't necessarily care what takes place at that point. There are certain people who think that I am still engaged in their situation when they haven't heard me reprimand them about their behavior and what they've been doing in quite some time. When a Sagittarius is not trying to get you not to go down the road, or a Sagittarius not trying to share information with you, they have already come to terms that you are going to do what you're going to do, and they're no longer interested in your outcome. Certain men, when a Sag get quiet on you, that is not a good thing. Okay? Now, I want to say this. Psalms 46 verse 10. It says this. Verse 10 said, be still and know that I am God, and I will be exalted among the heathens, and I will be exalted in the earth. Now, let me explain something else. The reason, a lot of times when people tell you about being silent or being quiet, you don't know the power of true silence. And what people do, and we've heard this talking about people give you the silent treatment. So let me say it to you like this so you have more clarity. Your silence means absolutely nothing when your voice didn't mean anything to them in the first place. If they did not, I wrote it down here. Your voice must have impact in order for your silence to be golden. I'm going to say this again. I don't care if you're an Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lukumi, Congo, Palo, whether you are a husband or wife, whether you are a businessman. When your voice, people got to want to hear your voice. In order for you, when you are silent, that disturbs them. When somebody don't want to hear from you anyway, your silence means nothing. I'm going to say that again because some of y'all a little slow. Some of y'all think because you giving your husband the silent treatment that that's doing something to him when he didn't want to hear your mouth in the first place. I'm going to say this again. I believe in giving knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. What's up, Alicia in the house? Sagittarius slash Capricorn. It is too many people that are listening to other people and not considering where they are in those situations and circumstances. If nobody wants to hear from you, you being quiet means nothing. In order to, if God is going to be silent, somebody needs to want to hear from God for his silence to actually impact them. You understand? Okay, let's proceed on. So now that you got that point. So, Psalms 46 and 10. Then we're going to go to Psalms 131, verse 2. Because I'm going to tie all this in. I'm like a shoestring. Psalms 131, verse 2 says this. Surely I have behaved and quieted myself as a child that is weaned of my mother. My soul is even as a weaned child. Behavior, lack of behavior, control will cause you. And I used to have people in my church, I say, you know what, I can't even tell you nothing. Because if somebody gets you upset, you're going to spill the beans. Some of you guys have no self-control. You think self-control has to do with Christianity. You think self-control has to do with you walking around here and letting people walk over you. No, self-control is knowing when you need to maneuver or when you need to be quiet. A lot of times when people think they know, I get quiet. When people start talking about God speaking to them, or Orisha speaking to them, or Lord, I get quiet. I no longer try to minister to those people. I no longer share my insight with those people. I no longer give my counsel or advice to those people because you already have something in your ear. You already have something speaking in your head. So I don't say anything. Some of y'all will save frustration and aggravation, but you think because of the fact that you got a mouth, you got to talk. Because you got a tongue, you got to speak. No, you need to have personal self-control and knowing how to save your own self. Save your own self. I don't care if you're a Tata, Mumbo, Hugon. I don't care if you scratch. I don't care if you're initiated. Silence is loud. When you speak, your voice has value. Some of y'all think that your silent treatment is causing people to have issue when the truth of the matter is they didn't honor your voice in the first place. I talk to grown people. You got to first have a voice that somebody wants to hear. I told you I'm going to help you today. The word silent means to prohibit or prevent from speaking. Complete absence of sound. Then I'm going to go to Ecclesiastic, the 3rd chapter, verse 7. It says this. It's a time to rend means to tear apart. A time to sow means to put together. A time to be silent or be quiet. And there's a time to speak. Now, all of y'all, whether you left the church, in the church, even to this very day, sometimes when you ask a question, it's time to get quiet. I weaponize and I utilize my silence to get the things that I want. Some of y'all think speaking gets you what you want. Sometimes silence can get you what you want if you understand what it is. That's why the scripture in Ecclesiastes, the book of wisdom, says there's a time to be silent. See, some of y'all think by talking you're being heard. Sometimes by being quiet you will begin to be heard. Because once I've said what I said in the spirit of Nene Leakes, I am no longer going to continue to be repetitious over the same thing. Now I'm going to get quiet. And what that quiet means in the Sagittarius world, I'm going to start making moves. I'm going to begin to readjust some things. I am no longer speaking about what I want. Now action speaks louder than words. Some of y'all think sound means somebody's listening. It doesn't mean that all the time. If they that do not honor what the words that are coming out your mouth, then you being quiet means what? Nothing. What's up, my Taurus in the house? Love unto thee. My scripture, my last one, and then I'm going to break all this down, is 1 Kings, the 19th chapter, 11 through 13. I'm going to show you magically what silence does. Not what you've been out here trying to do. I'm talking about in conjure. 1 Kings 19 chapter 11 through 13. It said, and he said, go and stand upon the mount before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great and strong wind rent into the mountain and break it into pieces of the rock before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And what I want, before I finish this scripture, some of you guys do not know how your egos move. And when you don't know when a spirit is affecting things. When the Lord was passing by, he was affecting the atmosphere. He was affecting the condition. But he was not in any of those conditions. I'm going to say this again. When a spirit is healing you, when a spirit is delivering you, when a spirit is turning things around, it is going to be moving things and shifting things around your life, but they're not in the shift. Some of y'all focus on the shift. Some of you focus in the wind. Some of you focus on the healing. When the God that you serve, the Orisha, the Loa, the Nkisi, the Mpungo, the Ants, Ebasa, they're affecting things around you, but they themselves are not in that effect. And you so distracted because you have not built relationship. This is why I continuously to encourage people to build relationship. What's up there, my Shamari in the house? This is what we're going to talk about. And it goes on to say, and after the earthquake, a fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. Verse 13 said, and it was so when Elijah heard it, he wrapped his face in his mantle and went out and stood in the entering in of the cave. And behold, there came a voice unto him and said, what doest thou here, Elijah? Now, I'm going to say this again. There were many sounds. I want to break this down to you. There was a sound of the wind. There was a sound of the earthquake. There was a sound of the crackling fire. But Elijah only heard the voice of God. There's many voices out here in this ether. There's many sounds out here. But you have to have an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying to you. A lot of y'all are allowing sound to drown out the voice of God, the voice of Spirit. A lot of y'all allow things are going on and you hearing the wind and you hearing that and you cannot hear God. You done heard everything but God. You done heard the sound of everything moving but the Spirit of God moving in your life. This is why I say and I encourage people to build and develop that. So therefore you will be like Elijah. Out of all the sounds that were being made, he only heard the voice of God. He only heard that still small voice. Does not mean that God, that Spirit does not speak audibly, because they do. But in this particular case, it needs to be education. That sound does not mean God is speaking. Huh? I'm going to say that again. Everything in sound is inside of God. But God is not inside of it. And what I mean by that, a lot of times things are happening in your life and you are listening to this voice or this sound and all these sounds that are here, but you're not listening to what God is saying, the inner voice. As the Bible says in Genesis, that the voice of God walked in the garden. Once you develop that relationship, you're going to know. I remember one time I was coming out of my bedroom, and I was actually laying down in my bedroom, and I heard the voice of Minister Mario, son of Achosa. He called me by my name. I know the voice of my egos. Knowing the voice. Descriptive. This is why I know that Spirit ain't speaking to some of y'all. Because you're listening to sound. Just because you call on the spirit does not mean that spirit showed up, and does not mean that spirit, when if it did show up, that it's saying anything. Because most spirits deal with thought. They project their thoughts to you, and they speak to you telepathically. This is why we clean our head. This is why we open our third eye, so we can receive these messages. Some of y'all don't know the difference between sound and thought. Because spirit moves in energy behind the thought. And so therefore, the thoughts of God are higher than your thought. And so in order to get in that frequency, you got to not be distracted by what the sounds are. I hope you understand what I'm saying there. But this is why this is so important. And I'm not here to tell you that God ain't speaking to you because I don't care. I don't live your life. I'm not here to tell you your ego's not speaking to you. I'm telling you there are systems by which we test whether spirit is actually there and that is actually speaking or giving those instructions. I don't care who gives me a reading. I'm going to try that word. I'm going to try that spirit, because this is my soul salvation, and I need to make sure that I'm staying on course, and there needs to be some form of confirmation. So let Apostle break this down. The reason why my silence speaks loud is because the weight of a spiritualist is the information or the impact that they make when they are speaking. And like the heavens can be shut up. That's why King Saul was over there with the witch of Endor, because God no longer was speaking to him. See, right now you don't understand the treasure of having somebody that can give you good counsel. You don't know the benefit of having somebody that's sober-minded, that can teach you about the word of God in a way that you can utilize it, whether you're in the church or out of the church, whether you practice in root work or conjure or hoodoo, whether you're a mystic or adject. When you understand this, when you understand the arche that you're moving in, and then you know what you're supporting, and therefore when that thing becomes quiet, see, when I get quiet, I am thinking. I am the wrong person to get quiet, because at that point I'm plotting. What's up, Natasha? My Aquarius from North Carolina. When a Sagittarius has nothing to say, they having a conversation. See, you don't know the language of silence. Huh? You don't know when something's about to go down. See, a lot of y'all need to pay attention to the weather. When things get quiet, something is about to happen. When things get still, something is about to happen. Huh? Some of y'all don't even realize in conversation, when you still running your mouth and you don't realize they no longer talking. Hands about to be laid. When somebody is telling you something and they're guiding you and they're no longer talking to you, and this y'all got a 3-hour ride and they ain't said nothing out of their mouth, there's a whole conversation going on in silence. And the fact that you, as a grown man or woman, cannot read or interpret what that silence is, because my silence may be different from the silence of a Capricorn or a Virgo or a Leo or a Gemini or a Cancer or a Libra. Every one of us has a silence. And that silence communicates to people, places, and things what's about to go down. And when you see a talkative sign quiet, it's not good. When a Cancer not telling you about their feelings, they got quiet. Pay attention, people. You're so caught up, you think God only speaks in your life when there's a lot of sound around you. And that's why you miss out on the messages that are necessary for your life, because you're not flowing in the energy. And silence is peace. And I was telling one of my members in my church, I said, you have a problem when things get peaceful. Let me tell y'all something. Some of y'all are so chaotic in your life and how you function. I don't care if you're an E5, Voodoo, Santeria. Silence kills you. When things get quiet, when things are undisturbed, you don't know how to function. That's why I know you're not ready for spirituality. That's why I know you're not ready for real powerful meditation. This is why I know you're not ready for those misas that you claim that you want to get, because you don't know how to deal in silence. You don't know how to listen. You don't know how to quiet your mind. You don't know how to quiet your soul. You don't know how to quiet your spirit so you can absorb what is being said or done. There's a time when you're trying to be healed. You need to quiet your soul and quiet your spirit so you are in a position to receive. There's financial blessings out there, but your mind has got so much chaos, you can't hear what God is saying. You can't follow the directions that are necessary. When you quiet yourself, when you have asked, they say ask and it shall be given. Then it's time to quiet the arche. It is as the Bible said, he spoke to the sea and the sea became calm. When I'm fit to do my most destructive work, I get very calm. Long as I'm talking, you got a chance. But when I stop talking and I get calm, I'm focused. The agenda has already been written. The actions have already been taken. When I don't have nothing to say, I have already said what I had to say. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to teach you how to listen to the language of silence. When certain people get quiet, they have already said that it's over now. I want you to learn that when you done already did your conjure and it seems like nothing is moving, that's when things are moving. When things get quiet, he said, lead me beside the still water. How many people struggle? And if there ain't a lot going on around you, you don't know how to walk by still water. Lead me in the path of righteousness. It's like in the eye of a storm. Exactly. But this is the power of, because I have Oya is the storm. But then the eye of the storm is Io, which is her sister. I have her shrine and I have the sister of Oya's shrine. This is the thing about the eye of the hurricane or the eye of the storm. It is the system where it is the most peaceful at is what's holding this storm together. Because once you break up the eye of the storm, the storm loses its power. I'm going to say it again. The more calmer you are, the more power of your arche you're going to be dealing with. As they say in the old time, they said cool, calm, and collected. That's a dangerous man or woman. They say, Apostle Ely, you got anything to say? No, I have nothing to say. And I'm looking dead at them. Apostle Ely, you ain't got nothing to say? I have absolutely nothing to say. And I'm looking them straight in their face. Oh, verbally, I don't have nothing else to say. I done said everything I got to say. And at this point, I don't care how the cookie crumbles. I'm going to tear all this shit up. I don't have nothing else to say. I want you to learn the language of the silence. So you'll know how to function. See, when you see some people get quiet, it's time for you to find shelter. As Medea would say, when she tell you to get low, that's for your good, not hers. Some of y'all don't know and read the atmosphere. When you see somebody with their moon in Aries and their rising sign Pisces and their energy is in Sagittarius and they get quiet, sir or ma'am, they fit to speak, but they fit to speak in silence. And what y'all don't understand, speaking gives out sound. Silence gives out vibration and frequency. I know that's right, Bryson. I'm just trying to educate you. Listen, you grown. You ain't got to pay attention to life. You don't have to pay attention to atmosphere. All you keep going through your life, and when it's time to get silent, that means you're harnessing. If you pay attention to nature, then you will understand magic. All of this rah, rah, rah I hear, I done said everything I got to say. Complete absence of sound. Can you dwell in your peace of mind? Because some of y'all say, oh, I want peace that surpasses all understanding. You're not used to being still. You're not used to nothing going on. Silence doesn't mean that there's no thoughts going on. Because thought moves faster than sound. I want to talk science to you. Thought moves faster than sound. They say that they moved at the speed of sound. But thought moves faster. And so when somebody gets quiet and they get caught in their thoughts, things and that energy and that frequency and that vibration starts to move. I done walked through this whole house and ain't said a word. But my vibration and frequency is being felt. I'm going to say this again. When you understand real magic, some of y'all think it's like in church. Some of y'all think the louder you get, the more you being heard. When I'm in the quietness of my spirit and the quietness of my mind, I'm already being heard. I'm being heard by Egun. I'm being heard by Arisha. I'm being heard by Aloha. And I'm being heard by my enemies. Why he so quiet? And I'm just staring off. I'm at that point when I'm that quiet, there's so much rage in me. And I'm directed, oh, aloha, baby, how you doing? I am focusing my energy at that point, and and my focal point is you. And I want you to have my undivided attention. Every frequency that is flowing through me is about you right now. That's why I'm quiet. I done been in meetings. They be like, Sam, you ain't got nothing to say? I'm going to tear all this shit up. Y'all go ahead and do what y'all going to do. Sam, now normally when we're in a meeting, you have a lot to say. Because at that point, I feel that you're trying to listen. Once I realize you don't want to hear what I got to say, I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm quiet. We can sit there for another 15 minutes, another 3 hours. I ain't got nothing to say. But don't mean there's not a conversation going on. It's an inner conversation. This is why it's good to develop yourself. Sometimes you're in a situation, a circumstance, you cannot pray out loud. You can't conjure out loud. There's certain times when I'm doing certain things in front of people, I can't call out my spiritual name, but I can say my spiritual name without you hearing. Just because you don't hear me praying, don't mean I ain't praying. Just because you ain't hearing me conjure, don't mean I ain't conjuring. Because just because you don't hear the sound of my word, don't mean you won't feel the effects of my word. I think I'm saying some good stuff. You think that when you're quiet, there's nothing being said. The truth is, when you're quiet, there's a whole lot of things being said. There's a litany of things being discussed in that silence. Now I fit to waste no more of my verbal. I know that's our check. That's our check. Value that our check. Value that our check. Know when it's time. The Bible says it's a time to speak and it's a time to be silent. But I'm going to say this again. Your voice needs to have value and weight. So when you get into silence, they need to want to hear from you. If they didn't value your opinions, your suggestions while you was talking, then you being quiet don't mean nothing. See, it matters when I start praying. It matters when I start speaking. It matters when I start decreeing. See, your voice is established by the divine. And so therefore, when I come on social media, my voice has to be honored. And so therefore, when people are honoring and they're there, I will keep talking and I will keep instructing and I will keep teaching. But the moment you get beside yourself, or you get too smart for your britches, that is the moment Apostle Ely gets quiet. Baby, you don't need me. If the Spirit has already spoke, follow that Spirit. That's how I roll. The Lord has already spoken to you, follow it. The Orisha done spoke to you. The Impungo done spoke to you. No problem. I'm quiet. I'm silent. Oh, I'm talking about your ass in my mind. Absolutely. Thoughts are all over the place. I'm a Sagittarius. Of course I'm thinking. I'm talking. But you think I'm going to have a conversation with you? Absolutely not. You think I'm going to give you a sound? Absolutely not. You're not going to get a sound out of me. That's why some of y'all miss the mark when it comes to sex. Because you think because somebody ain't saying nothing, they ain't feeling nothing. See, I'm an expert when it comes to sex. So I know that when you are caught up in your mind and that there's more going on. Everybody don't have to make a sound to be enjoying intimacy. Sometimes it's the moan. Sometimes they're in the mood of receiving. That's why Shango. Deal with your enemies in the power of your silence. Huh? Sometimes I just post a look, an image of my face or something like that. Huh? No sound. If you ever encounter me in a sexual way, and I come in there, I ain't talking trash, I'm finna tear your ass up. I'm gonna beat your box to oblivion. If I ain't talking, you got a better chance of surviving that sexual encounter. But if I'm quiet, I'm up to no good. And I'm gonna crack every inch of that box. Silence with a talkative individual like me ain't never good. Huh? I told my ex, I said, we had got into it. I want to have sex. I'm going to put some bruises somewhere that you ain't going to show the police. I can do domestic violence without being violent. Talisman, Shango, the lightning, the god of thunder, the Arche. If you king and queen, it's time to get quiet. That's your kingdom. Because people doing all that talking, they trying to convince people that they got favor. They trying to convince people they got influence. They trying to convince people by their sound. But I already know you don't have the jurisdiction. Sometimes being quiet lets people know that you're the one in charge. God elects, I know that's right. Houston, we have a problem. I was a kid, my mama turned around and looked at me. She ain't said a word, but she said a whole lot. I read her loud and clear. She did like that. She looked at me. I sat down. See, when your silence speaks louder than your actual sound, you in a whole nother level of magic. Huh? When you could just walk out there and just stand. My grandma used to walk on the edge of walk outside and get by the road and look down and put her hands on her hip. She ain't said nothing. When you turned around and seen them hands on that hip, she ain't open her mouth. That silence said everything she needed to say. And we came a running. We knew what that meant. You don't know your magic. You think you always got to be heard to be heard. Sometimes not only do I get quiet spiritually with people, sometimes I get quiet financially with people. In my relationship, you didn't act right and wasn't doing what I said, I get silent sexually. You want something? I don't want none. I don't want none. I'll take care of myself. Because I have a very high sexual nature. If you get somebody with a high and an appetite the way I got, and they don't want to have sex with you, honey, that's not good. And that ain't got nothing to do with cheating. You don't deserve this wood. You're not getting none of this. I get silent sexually. No, you get none. The power. No, we got a Me Too moment. A Me Too moment in the shark in the fish tank. Praise God. Magic is understanding energy. And everything that's making a sound doesn't mean that it's powerful. Sometimes people that move in silence, and it's not that things are not happening and things are not moving, we serve an invisible God. You're not going to hear everything. What the saying said, if the tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, did it make a sound? You worried about, you want to be heard by people. I need to be heard by the divine. I don't care if you don't ever hear my prayer. Like you'll hear when the manifestation comes. Aquarius, I thought it was too. Yeah. Air element. Let me explain something, y'all. I want you to understand the power of your silence. And if you don't understand your voice and the sound of your voice, then how are you going to understand the power of silence? Let me tell you something. When your word is not your bond, these are all these principles that I've been teaching all these years. This is why some of you don't have the effect that I have or other people have, because your word ain't your bond. So therefore, when you shut up, nobody wants to hear you anyway because they think you're lying. So when you're quiet, they actually at peace. When you over-exaggerate things, when you think you make things more than what it is, you make yourself more powerful. All of these things hinder your silence, the power of your silence. When you understand the power of your voice, then you know what it means when you get quiet. And everybody that honors your voice knows what it means. There's some old saying, gangster moving silent. Yes. It's a different type of speaking now. Silence is a whole nother language. It's an unheard language. I'm going to say that again to all y'all a little slow. Silence is an unheard vocabulary, language, of verbiage. But it is speaking just as loud as sound. Because there's a whole lot of thought behind that. That's silence. If you think ain't nothing being said in silence, you don't know magic. You don't know spirituality. And you don't know the subconscious mind. Some of y'all was sitting in a conversation. You got called every name but a child of God. You just didn't hear it. But you were called every name but a child of God. Now, if you're lucky to deal with somebody like me, I'm going to call you everything but a child of God, but I'm going to add sound to it. Because I want you to hear. There's some things I do want you to hear. But there's other things I want to teach about this power tonight on my Bible study. Duality. There is a time, certain man, to be vocal. But there's another time in life, and you, as a grown, mature man or woman, needs to figure that out. Is this a point where I need to get quiet? See, sometimes when you're quiet and you're silent, you're readjusting yourself. You're revising things. You're reconstructing things. Sometimes when you hear your kids, like when they get too quiet in there, what's going on in there? It's something, because it's too quiet. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Let me look here and I'll get with it. If you have your Shango talisman with you, and this is Mercurial energy, I would burn peace incense with this particular Shango, because this is what people don't understand, the power of peace. Jehovah Shalom. When you're dealing with the God or gods, or even Shango can bring peace. Peace out of confusion. Peace means to be undisturbed, removing vibration frequency. But my thing about it, if you're not mature, will you abide in the peace that was created for you? Some of y'all get peace when it comes to your finances. Get to a place where your finances are undisturbed. And you don't stop until you get them disturbed again. When I know I'm fit to tear your ass up, I put a do not disturb sign on the door. Don't disturb none of this action that's fit to go down on here. I don't care what you hear. This was consensual. When I put the do not disturb sign, do not disturb, does not mean ain't something going on in that room. Because some of y'all don't understand the language of silence or not being bothered with. That don't mean you're not moving. That don't mean things ain't happening. It just means that you don't want to be disturbed by outsiders. What did my baby say? Oh, your peace, instant is instant and all the others. Oh my God. Yeah, I love the smell of this, but if you have your Shango, you get your talisman, remember, energy drawn to you. Then what you do with the peace incense, you want to disrupt disturbance. Now, if your wife, your husband, your child is a what? Troublemaker, this is going to affect them. Being the God of peace or bringing peace doesn't mean people don't get hurt. I'm going to say this again. When you move in silence, people feel to get hurt. But things for to get right. Things for to get in order. Things don't get silent for nothing. A Capricorn, a Capricorn don't get silent for nothing. A Pisces don't get silent for nothing. A Aries don't get silent for nothing. A Taurus don't get silent for nothing. Gemini don't get silent for nothing. They talking ass. Aquarius don't get silent for nothing. Cancer don't get silent for nothing. Capricorn, I said Capricorn. Leo don't get silent for nothing. Sagittarius, when they talking ass, don't get silent for nothing. Scorpio, definitely, if they silent, they is all in your business. They already done got your code and they already into your secret chamber. You better go check on where you put all your personal information, because they done got that quiet. They already in your business. Libra, don't get quiet for nothing. And Virgo, they the queen of silence. Don't mean ain't nothing going on. It's some plotting going on. And it's probably, sir, man, on your ass. Shango, and I would do Psalm 23, and I would burn that peace incense. Another incense that I would encourage to burn on today would be Shango with Stop Gossip. Ebasa, the energy of this talisman is strong. Y'all forgive me. Who else over here that I would do with this? I would also do this with oil of gladness. So that would be oil of gladness. That would be peace incense, and then stop gossip. That's how I would do it. And I would do Psalm 23. I would also do Psalm 59. This is you want peace out of, and let me tell y'all something. I'm just telling you how I get down. When you want peace out of confusion, things happen. You got to be good with that. Especially if you're dealing with my type of magic. If you got my products, anything like that. Especially if you put this with the and burn this with your incense and your petition. It is what it is. Say it with your Scorpio energy. I know that's right there, baby. That's my storming. Now, I'm just like I said, y'all know I don't believe in telling people what to do, but it is what it is. These talismans, if you don't have one, you like one of them, you have to catch. These all of my talismans are $300. I have my Ogun, Eligwa, Obatala, Oshun, Ogun, and Oya. Only one I don't have out here is my Obatala. Here you go, get no Obatala. But do never underestimate the silence of the zodiac. And know the language their silence speak. I know that's right. The moon. What did I say? Moon. Your rising sign is in Virgo. Your moon sign is in Virgo. Ooh. Made me think about my mama. My Lord, on today. That lady did not play. She was a Virgo with her moon in Aries. My moon is in Aries. My mom's moon and my oldest son moon is in Aries. A Virgo with her moon in, far from anything to be played with on any day of the week. That lady did not play radio. And this is my mom. This is how my mom was. My mom would get in my car and turn my music off. My mom would come to my house and I'm watching TV and turn my TV off because she talking to me. Lady, I'm not no child. Don't do that. Don't you do that. I want to encourage many of you guys. And first of all, I want to say thank you for your support. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for those that are participating in the graveyard work. Thank you for those that are actually coming on this platform, being vocal, sharing your experiences, sharing your testimonies, also supporting the things that we're doing here. And like I said, just because you don't hear me don't mean that I'm not moving. Don't think because you don't hear a sound from me that I'm not speaking. Trust, I'm spiritual. I have a lot of wisdom. I have a lot of insight. Trust. Okay, a brother on that. All right. Thank you so much. Love y'all. I tell you, I got things I got to get done. I'll make sure I ain't forget anybody and overlook anybody. But thank you so much to each and every one of you guys. 1, 2. I don't want no trash. Hold on. And Ryan got some reading. And you want me to do a reading, Ryan, and courthouse incense? Ryan, what is your zodiac? I will actually do this with Shango for you. Where's my lighter? For somebody that don't smoke, I'm always moving my lighter. I'm worse than a crackhead with these lighters. Oh, right. As my grandma said, if it's a snake, it'll bit you. Libra. I just said that, didn't I? You a Libra like my Padrina. And then turn around and ask you the same thing. And I actually did get something to eat, and I still feel like that. Ryan, Libra reading. Work with this air element. Hear these words which I speak as I call to thee, that which in the dark bringing to light of my eyes concerning Ryan the Libra. Ryan the Libra. Ebasa. Ryan the Libra. That which is in the dark, bring it to the light of my eyes concerning Ryan the Libra. What is this Libra needs to focus on? What is this Libra needs to focus on? What is this Libra needs to focus on? All right, Libra, cardinal energy ruled by Venus. Let's see what's up for Ryan. Your shadow card comes up, Psalm 91, verse 11. This is angelic influence. It says, Hey Zayin Yud. It said, using this name, I can now access a network of angels. That's how I say Psalm 91, verse 11. It said, I can remove negative angels and their chaotic influence in my life and ignite the support and assistance of positive angels. So this particular time I focus on your sending out your angelic beings in your behalf. Some people used to call them ministering spirits. Dispatch the ministering spirit out to prosper you in your way. 1 angel, 2 angels, or you can just say ministering spirits. But this card right here says you need to access Ryan, access and utilize your angels to combat the angels of other people that may be trying to interfere with your success. Because this card talk about removing the influence of negative angels or spirits in your life. So this card says you need to focus on that. Then your middle card, Libra, the power of prosperity. That is your present card. It says Samek Aleph Lamed. It said, I acknowledge the light of the Creator is the ultimate source of all prosperity and well-being. Listen to this, Libra, because this is about balancing your Ache when it comes down to your prosperity. It says, with this name I summon the forces of prosperity and substances and ask for the strength to keep my ego in check when the other checks start rolling in. This card right here means that prosperity is coming, and some prosperity is already broken in your behalf. But this card talks about always remember who is the source of where you're getting your blessings from. And this card was talking about two things: the force of prosperity and substance. So prosperity is what moves and make things flourish for you. Your substance is like the Bible says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for. These are this stuff. The substance is what helps maintain your prosperity. One provides prosperity, the power of prosperity promotes, make things happen for you, but the substance or having substance allows it to be maintained. But it also speaks about some prosperity coming to you to make sure that you also do not allow your ego to get in the way of the blessing that God has for you. Then your outcome says order out from chaos in your outcome for Libra. It said, hey, Aleph, Aleph. It said, I know that harmony always underlines chaos, and with this name, balance and serenity are restored in 7 days of the week. Order emerges from chaos. Not only will my toast not fall on the butter side, it will not fall at all. So whatever you're going through, that's Psalm 27. Ryan, this card right here talking about balance. Your outcome card is everything is about balance and serenity. Serenity is peace. Balance your peace. But this also says in your outcome that something that, because it says restoration is coming, so something either was taken or something you did not get the full benefit from, but they said very shortly in your outcome card, something is going to come and restore very quickly for you. It also is indicating that you're going through some things in your outcome card, but you're going to be fine. It's when it says it may look like you're going to fall, it may look like you're not going to make it, but you're going to make it. It may look like you're not going to get it, but you're going to get it. So whatever's going on, because this is falling in your outcome. All right. All right, girls and guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys so very much. I love you, and I honor the things that you're doing for my platform, the likes, the shares, the commentary. All this stuff helps the algorithm, and especially all of y'all that take out time to do those super chats. To me, I just appreciate that many of you guys that have never even physically met me show me so much love and so much support, and how you guys do not have a problem testifying of the signs, wonders, or miracles that you have received on this platform in the open. I think that's a fantastic thing. And I'm very honored in that. That's so true, because I'm seeing it all right now. Confirmation to Ryan. That's right. That's our Libra. I want to say this as well. Make sure that you're getting the benefit of these teachings and you're applying them. And you're not just in the atmosphere, the ambiance of the anointing. Isaiah 10:27. That you're actually making headway within yourself, so you can become a better version of your energy, and you utilize that energy that creates the realities you want to live in. It don't matter if you're in Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, or you might not be in any of it. You still have energy, frequency, and vibration, and it still applies. Silence can only be golden if your voice has value, if your voice has impact. Because some of y'all trying to apply these things, and you the boy that cried wolf. Nobody believe they glad you not talking, because they say when you not talking, you ain't lying. That's the only time you tell the truth, when you quiet. Now that's a big lie. When the only time you tell the truth is when you quiet and you ain't running your mouth. All right. But much love to each and every one of you guys. Wait a minute. My day of power is tomorrow. Wait a minute. You quite welcome, baby. That's my baby, Sagittarius. I see my baby. I see my Scorpio somewhere. All right, Mother Susan. Much love to y'all.